Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on The Rape of Lucrece, which is about sexual violence towards women, and we are very much in that part of the poem. So if you need to tune out, that's fine. Please do. If you're here to hear today's stanzas, we're going to look at stanzas 77 through 80. And Sextus Tarquinius has made it into Lucrece's bedroom. He woke her up by groping her. She was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And he's like, "You're so beautiful. I can't help myself." And then he says, sort of one way or the other, "I'm going to have sex with you today. And if you struggle, if you don't just let me, then I'll kill you and I'll kill a slave and I'll put the slave in your bed and say that I found the two of you together and killed him after he killed you. So, but if you just go along with everything, then nobody has to know. This can just be our little secret." And he continues talking to her in stanza 77, saying, "Then, for thy husband and thy children's sake, tender my suit. Bequeath not to their lot the shame that from them no device can take, the blemish that will never be forgot, worse than a slavish wipe or birth hour's blot, for marks descried in men's nativity are nature's faults, not their own infamy." Here with a cockatrice dead-killing eye, he rouseth up himself and makes a pause, while she, the picture of pure piety, like a white hind under the gripe's sharp claws, pleads in a wilderness where are no laws, to the rough beast that knows no gentle right, nor aught obeys but his foul appetite. But when a black-faced cloud the world doth threat, in his dim mist the aspiring mountains hiding, from earth's dark womb some gentle gust doth get, which blows these pitchy vapors from their bidding, hindering their present fall by this dividing. So his unhallowed haste her words delays, and moody Pluto winks while Orpheus plays. Yet foul night-waking cat he doth but dally, while in his hold-fast foot the weak mouse panteth. Her sad behavior feeds his vulture folly, a swallowing gulf that even in plenty wanteth. His ear her prayers admits, but his heart granteth no penetrable entrance to her plaining. Tears harden lust, though marble wear with raining. So it's a continuation of, I want to, I would rather that you not, sort of a thing. And I think it's interesting, just in these four stanzas, there's also two references to him rising, or it says tears harden lust. If you want to take that as an inference of where he is physically in terms of his readiness to commit this act, you could do so. You could also just take it as, he pushes himself up off the bed and the last thing is metaphor. But anyway, in the first of these stanzas, he's continuing to talk to her and he's saying, for the sake of your husband and children, since I've given you this option of putting a dead slave in the bed with you or just sleeping with me and keeping your mouth shut, it makes sense to just go along with it for the sake of your kids, because if word gets out that you slept with this slave, that's going to blot their reputation for the rest of their lives. And that's a stain on their reputations that can't be wiped away. If somebody's born with a birthmark, okay, fine, nature did that to them. But this is something that, circumstances of life and their family would have imposed. So then he apparently rises up a little bit, depending on how you want to take that, and looks at her, and she is pleading for him to please, please, please not do this. And then there's a metaphor of a mountain hidden by clouds. And at some point, the clouds will get blown away. But the way that I take this particular stanza is she's the mountain and she's trying to make herself heard, but she needs that gust of air to blow away his lust so that she can actually be heard, and there's nobody coming to help her because they can't see her or hear her because she's currently a mountain shrouded in a dark cloud, a dark misty cloud. And then in the final stanza here, he brings in the imagery of a cat and mouse, which is pretty much what this is. You know, he's the cat that just has his hand on the tail of the mouse so that the mouse can't go anywhere. And this whole thing is turning him on even more. The more she struggles, the more she cries, the more she asks him to not do this, the more turned on he gets. And he can hear what she's saying, but he's just not paying attention to it. He's not going to give it any merit. He's not going to give it any thought. He's hearing it, but he's not listening to it. The same way, and the last line, tears harden lust, her crying is increasing his lust, even though water can wear away marble. Like, that's just showing how strong and how hard his lust is at this point, and or his physicality, if you want to take it that way. So, yeah, it's not looking good for Lucrece, but we knew what was going to happen to her as soon as we read the title of the poem, so we are going to get there. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but we will get past it and then see what happens as a result. So come on back tomorrow for more. I'll see you then. Mwah.